Boo! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them cans, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang. And making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? Ladies and gentlemen, how are you all on this fine Sunday evening? Hope you guys are ready to get down to business this week because it is a big week. We've got every single Fed member you could think of is talking this week, including Mr. Powell himself. We've got all of the jobs data coming out this week. I've got a whole list of stocks, my exact game plan on how I plan on making money. We're going to give it all to you guys here tonight on this live stream. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. I am thrilled to have you all here with me this evening. Before we get into tonight's session, I do first want to take a minute. I want to thank all of our partners and all of our data providers at Benzinga, TradingView, the NASDAQ, CBOE, Unusual Whales, OpenAI. These companies are the foundation of what powers True Trading Group, and we are very grateful to be able to provide our platform with their data and tools all integrated to help you guys to learn, trade, and profit consistently. Now, this innovation, especially what we are doing with AI, integrating it into our platform to help our members make money, it is not going unnoticed as we received the 2024 Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. There is my business partner and I actually up on stage at the Global Benzinga FinTech Award ceremony, receiving the best AI analysis tool. If you guys are looking for AI tools and trading assistance to help you guys identify setups, go through and develop trading plans to help you guys make more money, look no further. Best AI analysis tool for 2024. And we are coming back for the crown in 2025. Okay. So this isn't just about awards though. I know that's nice. It's nice to see, industry leaders really recognizing True Trading Group for what it is that we're doing here. But it's not just about awards at True Trading Group. It's about being part of a community that's constantly growing, learning, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in trading and investing. Members of TTG are part of something real special. I couldn't be any more proud to be on this journey with each and every single one of them. So if this is your first time on this YouTube channel, do yourself a favor first, subscribe to the channel. Right? Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so don't miss out on these lives. I do these lives throughout the week. I give you guys my trade ideas, positions I'm in, positions I'm getting into, my analysis for the next day and the day after and the week after. I don't just talk about what already happened. So you guys make sure you guys set your reminders for that. And of course, smash the like button, show some love. Right? If you guys appreciate the analysis that I'm dropping here and the lessons and free nuggets, golden nuggets that we're going to be given, make sure you smash that like button and show some love. Now, what some of you may be thinking, though, is, and I don't blame you, is who the hell is this guy? Why should I listen to anything it is that he has to say? It's not because I think that I'm the world's greatest trader. It's because I was trained by professionals. My first job right out of college was working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. They had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. Then 2008 happened. And that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash, right? But that was also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, and I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading moderators and an over 30-person staff. We have helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We have over 10,000 members in 114 different countries, truly a global community here at True Trading Group. There is something for everybody. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. We trade stocks, options, futures, you name it. We trade it. You guys get access to it. Now, before I go any further, I first want to make sure you guys are all watching this video live. Okay? I want to make sure you're watching this video live. And that's important that you watch it live because I'm doing a giveaway later on during this live stream. Okay? And if you're not watching this live, you may miss out on your chance of winning the prize. So make sure you see a red dot next to the word live at the bottom left of your screen. See that word live right there? You should see a red dot. If you do, you're watching live. If you don't, you're delayed. The way this giveaway is going to work is I'm going to provide you with 2 code words throughout this live stream. The first word is coming in just a moment. The second one later on. Then towards the end of the live, we're going to put everyone's name into a random name picker called the Wheel of Names. We're going to spin the wheel here live. If your name is called, you will have 2 minutes to send a text message to a phone number that we will put on the bottom of the screen and give me the 2 code words. If you can do that, the prize is yours. If you can't, we move on. That's why it's important you're watching live, because if your name is called and you're watching 15 minutes delayed, then the 2 minutes will come, they'll go, you'll miss out on your chance of claiming your prize, and you won't know any different. All right. So again, make sure you guys are watching this live. Red dot at the bottom left of your screen. That takes me to the first code word for tonight's giveaway. The first code word for tonight's giveaway is Powell. Powell. Mr. Jerome Powell. Yes, he speaks tomorrow, 1 p.m. Okay, the markets will be paying attention. We just got some good inflation data. I want to know his thoughts on that. Everybody wants to know, when will the Fed start cutting rates? You've now had 2 months in a row, actually going on 3 months in a row now, of really good inflation data, yet the Fed still does not seem ready to cut rates. They still seem apprehensive because of the uncertainty of tariffs. And, some people think that the Fed are going to be late cutting rates. Some people think that if they cut too soon, you're going to run the risk of inflation moving higher. I don't necessarily think that we're going to get this big surge in inflation this year. And I can go over my thoughts and my analysis on that, because as the economy slows, and even if you do get tariffs and you get a price hike in tariffs, it's a one-time price hike. Inflation is a rate of change. It's not a price. And I think that also, as the economy slows and then you get higher prices, that also further slows demand at higher prices. And the slowing of demand is the true driver of actually helping inflation bring itself back to the downside. So I think the Fed is going to have the green light to cut rates this year. There are some people saying that they're not going to cut until December. I don't think that's the case. I think they're going to be able to cut before that. How soon, though? I don't know. Is that first rate cut coming this summer? I think they're going to be able to, but they probably are going to wait for, I'd say, maybe one more inflation report. If you get one more inflation report, well, everybody can say, okay, the tariffs are into these inflation reports fully, then we can start to see, okay, if that's another really good CPI, PPI, PCE number like we got last month, if you get another one, then I think the Fed will have the green light to start cutting rates. And then we can get, a situation where you can start to get growth, start to accelerate back in the right direction instead of been decelerating like it has been for quite a while. Okay. So we will have to see. All right. We also have the jobs data coming out this week, which is obviously the second part of the Fed's mandate. You've got job openings, ADP, jobless claims, U.S. labor report in that order: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday, job openings. Wednesday, ADP employment report, which has been not so accurate over the last 2 years or so since they changed the way that they calculate their numbers. The ADP number has been a little off. So I don't put as much weighting on the ADP number as maybe I used to. The big one is going to be Friday, and that's the U.S. labor report. It's going to be average hourly wages. It's going to be, the labor amount of people in the labor force. It's going to be the unemployment rate, which has been floating around in the low 4s. That is also part of the reason why the Fed has been able to hold rates where they are for as long as they have, is because the labor market still has held up very well. You're looking at a 4.2% unemployment rate. That's still a historically very low number. If you look over the last 25 years, the average unemployment rate over the last 25 years is actually around 5%. So to be running at a 4.2, what we were previously, we were like 3.7, 3.6. That was extraordinarily low, almost unhealthily low. But the 4.2%, we'll see if that number stays the same, or if you pop up maybe to 4.3 or so. And if we can start to get the Fed to cut rates, we can hopefully keep that unemployment number down, because you don't want the Fed to cut rates because the unemployment rate's gone up. You want the Fed to be able to cut rates because inflation's come all the way down. There's 2 different reasons why the Fed would be cutting rates. One is bullish, one is bearish. Just because the Fed cuts rates doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bullish and it's a good thing. The Fed could be cutting rates because the unemployment rate is spiking and the economy is falling into a recession. That is not a buy signal. Okay, when the Fed cuts rates because of those reasons, that is not a buy signal. The markets will go lower, even though the Fed is cutting rates. You can look at 2008. Okay, they were cutting rates. The market still absolutely got annihilated because unemployment rates spiked and the economy fell into a deep, severe recession. So that's a negative thing, right? If the Fed is cutting rates because employment rate rises. But if inflation comes down for another month and you get closer and you make more progress to that 2% target, and the Fed cuts rates because they could, not because they have to, that is a bullish situation. And that's a situation where going into the second half of the year, if you do get those rate cuts, that is definitely a situation, a scenario where I would want to be bullish and I would want to be invested if you get that situation to unfold later on during this year. But we'll talk about that then. Right? We're not here to talk about what we're going to do in September and October. We're here to talk about what we're going to do this week and how we are going to put some money in our pockets. And this schedule is what we all discuss each morning before market opens. One of the many benefits being with TTG. Blessed Ames, thank you so much. I hope you and the fam are doing well. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. This is true. This is something that we do every single day inside True Trading Group. Myself and the other moderators in True Trading Group are with our members live. We share our screens. We trade in front of them live. We answer questions. We provide analysis and commentary and trade alerts from pre-market all the way through into the close. We are with our members for the entire trading day. We are not just gone after an hour or two and our members are left to fend for themselves. Okay, this is something that we do day in, day out inside of True Trading Group and on the True Trading Group platform. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's kind of get things started. Take a quick little sip of water and let's start to dive in. One thing that I want to kind of talk to people about real quick is I think a lot of people are dealing with a little bit of regret. 4 shops are closing in my neighborhood. That is a lot. The business I'm employed is also doing terribly. Yeah, Rebecca, I mean, maybe, I don't know where you live. I don't know what type of business you are employed by. I don't know why those businesses are closing. I don't know if it was poor management or if it's just a horrible or a bad economy. I mean, I can tell you one thing, the economy is not doing poorly. So it really isn't. It really isn't. Consumer spending is still doing absolutely fine. Unemployment is still absolutely fine. The economy is really not doing bad at all. I can only go by the numbers that are being reported. And I can tell you one thing, I can go out to a steakhouse on a random Tuesday and it's absolutely mobbed. It's absolutely packed. You go out on a Saturday when the sun is shining, you go out somewhere, it's absolutely packed. You walk into I literally went to Dick's Sporting Goods today to pick up my wife and I are taking our daughter. She's 10 months old. We're taking her to her first Yankee game. So we went to pick up like a Yankee jersey for my daughter. And I could not believe the amount of people that were inside of this store. It was mayhem. I felt like there were thousands of people inside this store. It was absolute chaos. Now that's not the same for everybody across the country. I understand that some people have a harder time than others. And also, I also am fortunate. Yes. And I understand that, but not everyone that I know is, and they're doing just fine. What I will tell you is it's entirely possible that the economy could go into a much weaker and a much sharper decline. But it doesn't seem to be the case right now. If that changes, I will certainly let everybody know. I've been very outspoken about my thoughts on the economy this year, going back to January. I told everybody this year, and I even published this in my market outlook report that goes out to our members every single year. I publish a market outlook report, which is what I think the market's going to do over the course of the year, what stocks I'm buying in my long-term portfolio to outperform the markets that year. And I told everybody coming into this year, I expect a correction and a recession scare, but I do not expect a recession. I think we are going to avoid a recession, the soft landing will be solidified. I said that in January. So far, that seems to be the case, and I still do feel that way. The moment the malls where I live are packed, exactly. I guess it depends where you live too. I guess it depends where you live. We're nowhere near a 5% unemployment rate. I think anything 5% or over, that's when you really have to start to get worried. 5% or over, I would say in that situation, you're probably going to be looking at a little bit of a tougher time in the economy, but we're at 4.2%. And, the economy's doing fine. Earnings were good. We just finished up earnings season, or we're in the back tail end of earnings season. And I mean, earnings were much better than people had feared. And just take a look at where the stock market is. We're 4% away from an all-time high, when literally just, a month and a half ago, everybody was talking about, the world was ending because the tariffs were just announced and the stock market was crashing. If you're concerned about where the economy is going, then the best thing for you to do is not to just wait for something bad to happen. The best thing for you to do if you're concerned about the economy is to get yourself prepared now. Like if you're worried about your job, then do something about it now. Don't wait until you actually lose your job in order to then say, oh no, what do I do now? Why don't you get yourself prepared and get yourself starting? I'm in the middle of Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh. It's thriving. Yeah. I'm in northeastern New Jersey. I'm right outside of New York City, or I'm like, not really right outside. I'm like 40 minutes west of New York City, and it's nuts. It's nuts. You still have houses here that are going $100,000, $150,000 over asking price. Cash offers, 20 offers on a home. I mean, it's still crazy. It still is. It's still crazy. You wouldn't think anything of people worried about the economy, or people worried about tariffs or anything like that. The economy right now, broadly speaking, is doing okay. Now, could that change? Yes, it could. Could 6 months from now, we could be looking at an entirely different situation? It's possible. Okay. But, yes, there's layoffs in tech, right? But there have also been massive hiring in tech. Like you look at these tech, and it was like, oh, well, tech, you have layoffs in tech. Yeah, you have layoffs in tech, but you're talking about companies that hired like 50,000 people over the last couple of years that laid off 8,000 people. You're still net massively expanding the workforce over the last couple of years, going from the bloat from COVID, when all these tech companies overhired, and now they're cutting those back to a more normal and a more realistic size workforce, but they're still significantly higher than where they were COVID. So, and companies always lay people off, and they, look to cut costs. If they're worried about tariffs increasing their costs, they can lay people off to reduce costs. But so far we really haven't seen it show up. Now, listen, maybe Friday that all changes. We're about to get the labor report on Friday. Maybe Friday it'll change. Maybe Friday the unemployment rate jumps to 4.5, and I'd be like, oh shit, something's wrong. Okay, but I don't see it. I don't see it being the case right now. And when I do see it, when I do see the signs, I'll certainly let you guys know. Right? Like I'm doing this. You guys realize my money is on the line too. I put my money where my mouth is. My money are in these positions. I'm in these stocks. I'm invested here. I buy stuff. I sell stuff based on what I think the markets are going to do. I just built a new gym in Edgewater, New Jersey. Nice. With a $200 a month membership fee. There is money out there. Just have to go get it. Alan, I love the attitude, my man. Small business is suffering. This is what I see. Rebecca, I don't know. I don't know what I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the business that you are in. So you're okay. All right, Rebecca, you're in the export business. So you're saying tariffs, or the import business, tariffs are affecting your orders. Okay. So you're in a very specific area. You're in a very specific industry that is being impacted by the uncertainty of tariffs. And that's unfortunate, but that's where we are right now. I'm hopeful that that's not going to remain the case indefinitely. I feel like, aside from that, broadly speaking, the economy as a whole is doing well. Okay. The economy as a whole is doing well. Okay. Do me a favor. How many of you guys type the number 1 if you made money during COVID? Type the number 1 if you guys made money during COVID. Type the number 1 if you made money during COVID. Quick show of hands. Type the number 1 if you guys made money. Boats and Hoes. I love your username. Such a good movie. It really is such a good movie. Type the number 1 if you guys made money. If you made money during COVID. Out of all of you typing the number 1, how many of you made money during COVID and you were in the travel and hospitality business? If you were in the travel, entertainment, or hospitality business, type the number 2. No one. Cool. There you go. A few of you. A few of you. The reason I ask, the reason why I just asked that is to prove a point. That was circumstantial, right? COVID was circumstantial. So, Rebecca, your comment, I know tariffs are affecting you and tariffs are affecting the business that you work for, but that does not mean that the economy as a whole is doing poorly. The economy as a whole is actually doing fine. Earnings were much better than people had feared. You know, just like during COVID, if you were in the entertainment, travel, hospitality business, your income went to zero. But if you were in the real estate, crypto, or tech space, your business boomed to new heights that you never could have even thought imaginable. That's the reality of it. This is how, you know, business and economic cycles work. This is the importance of being able to pivot when things happen. You know, as business owners, you need to be able to pivot when something stops working, and you know, you can't just, oh, that's it. You know, the marketing we were doing isn't working anymore. That's it. Time to close up shop. Just time to close up shop. You know, because the marketing that I was doing before wasn't working. You know, you have to be able to pivot. You know. You have to be able to pivot. You got to be able to, you know, take control. You got to be able to grab the reins and take control of your own financial situation, your own financial future. The one thing that I will, you know, put out there to everybody is that I don't know why sometimes people feel like having a job gives them financial security. It doesn't. Just because you have a job does not mean you have financial security. You have the opposite of financial security if you have a job. If you have a job, that means you are replaceable, you're expendable. It's just the reality of it. And at any moment, you could lose that job and your income can go from whatever it is to zero overnight. That's not financial security. The economy goes into the dumps, you get laid off. Your boss decides they don't like you anymore. You get laid off. That's not financial security. In order to have financial security and truly not worry about what's going to happen in the economy, I honestly got to be honest with you, I really don't care. I honestly don't care what happens in the economy. I don't care if the economy booms, we go back to 3.5% GDP, or if we go into a recession. I honestly, truly don't care. And I know that might sound crazy. You're like, what do you mean you don't care? It's because I don't care, because as long as the stock market is open, I know I'm going to be able to make money. That's what matters. That is what matters. Are you a Republican? What does it matter? What does it matter if I'm a Republican, a Democrat, an independent? What does it matter? You ask me that because I believe the economy is not evaporating. Are you asking me that because I don't think that the world is going to end, and that I don't believe that the United States of America is going to lose its global status as the dollar reserve currency, and the exceptionalism that is the United States, that has been the case for God knows how long, that I don't think that that's going to come to an end? Is that why you're asking me that question? Because I'm telling you that the economy is actually doing okay? Is it because you're secretly hoping that the plane crashes? Is that why you're asking me this question? It's ridiculous. I don't give a shit about the politics of it, okay? All I care about is how I'm going to make money. All I care about is how am I going to make money from what is happening in the stock market. I don't care who is president. I don't care who's doing this and what news organization says this and what this person did and what that person said. I don't care. Go to Facebook for all that stuff. All I care about, all I'm here to do is make money. I don't come on this YouTube channel. I don't talk politics. I never show you, ever will I show you my political views, opinions, and beliefs. I hope if I do a good job, nobody on this YouTube channel should be able to tell who I voted for. That means I'm doing a good job. I don't show my political bias. We don't talk about politics in True Trading Group. We actually don't allow politics inside of True Trading Group. Okay, we don't allow it. We do not allow politics inside True Trading Group. It's a hard liner no, right? It's too divisive. It's too confrontational. It's too emotional. We are all on the same team. We're all part of the same family, right? I don't care who you voted for. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who you worship. I don't care what holidays you celebrate and you don't. I don't care about any of it. If you want to figure out how you can make money in the stock market, you can build wealth for your family through investing in the long-term portfolio, and you can generate an income by actively day and swing trading to build real financial security, then this is the place for you. True Trading Group is the place for you. If you want to talk about how much you love Donald Trump, how much you hate Donald Trump, how much you love AOC, how much you hate AOC, how much you love Bernie Sanders and hate Bernie Sanders, if that's what you want to talk about, True Trading Group is not the place for you. And I'm not talking to you specifically, the person that asked that question. I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm talking in general, everybody that's here, right? Facebook is the place for you to do that. Facebook, Twitter, that's the place for you guys to do that. If you want to talk about making money, True Trading Group is the place for that. That is exactly what our members do here day in, day out, and I'll prove it to you. Members of TTG, do me a favor. If you're making money, type the number 1 in chat right now. The best way for you to ever decide whether or not a trading community is right for you is not, matter of fact, what the head trader of the group says. It's whether or not the members are making money by being a part of that platform, being a part of that community. And I want anyone that's on this live stream that is not a member to pay very close attention to the amount of people that are typing the number 1 in chat right now. If you are not a member of TTG, pay attention to how many people are typing the number 1. These are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. If they can do this, then so can you. There is absolutely no reason all of these people are able to make money and you're not going to be able to. They are not smarter than you. They do not have more time than you. 82% of these people have a full-time job. If they can do this, then so can you. They sure as hell are not luckier than you. They literally are you, or maybe I should say they were you. Because all these people that are telling you they're making money now, it wasn't always the case. They found True Trading Group on a live stream, just like you did right now. They have a friend or family member to thank for recommending it, or they have YouTube's algorithm to thank for recommending it to them because they took a chance, they invested in themselves, they believed in what it is that we are doing with over 10,000 members in 114 different countries. They believed it. They invested in themselves, and now they're sitting here telling you that they're making money as a member of True Trading Group. That is what this is about. That's what this is about. I hope, honestly, and listen, I will always shoot you guys straight. I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell you what you need to hear. I don't tell you what you want to hear, and hopefully you guys respect it and appreciate it because transparency is the utmost importance for us here at True Trading Group. Working 60 hours a week and I still find time to trade. Exactly. Tipped. There you go. 82% of our member base, we survey our members, right? So 82% of our members have a full-time job. The rest of them are full-time traders or they're retired. So if they can do this, then so can you. I'm curious how many people are on this live stream now that are not members of True Trading Group. If you guys can do me a favor, type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Just do me a favor. Type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. I just want to see, I just want to see how many people here that are not a member in TT are not a member of True Trading Group. Just real quick, take you 2 seconds. Just type the letters TTG if you're not a member yet, please. Structured trades. I love your username. Every trade should be structured. You should have a specific game plan for each and every single one. Rob D. Jarnett. Rob, I appreciate you, man. I really do. I appreciate you. A lot of people would sometimes take like offense to my response, but I really wasn't. I was speaking generally to everybody when you asked the question, but I appreciate you participating on the live. You said, TTG, not yet. Rob, I do hope to trade with you one day, brother. Hopefully maybe that day is tomorrow. All right, we got Rob. We got Jeffrey Jones. What's up? USA the best. I like that username too. We got Gabriel, Manuel, David, Steve, Ryan, Sir Fix a Little. We got Reggie Israel's in the house. What's up, everybody? I love it. Not a member, but a lurker. That's all right, Brett. You can lurk around for a little bit more, man. We got Greg Pye. How are you? We got a lot of new faces with us here today. I love it. Listen, those of you, again, real quick, make sure you hit the word live. Okay, again, real quick. Vince, what's up? How are you? Make sure you guys hit the word live. Remember, I'm doing a giveaway later. If you're watching this live stream delayed, you're going to miss out on your chance of winning if I do call your name. So again, make sure you click the word live. You should say red dot next to your username. Okay. Now, a minute ago, let me just go back to real quick. I want to touch on something real quick, and then we're going to move on. I have my list of trade ideas right here on my book. My list of trade ideas, entry points, exit points. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think that, how I plan on making money this week, what stocks I'm going to be trading, and the prices I'm going to get into them at. So I'm going to give you guys all of that here in just a moment. But first, I want to go back to something I said before. A minute ago, I asked who was making money at True Trading Group, right? And you saw everybody type the number one. Here is something that you won't see anybody else ask anyone. True or false? I'm speaking back to members of True Trading Group, right? True or false? Those of you that typed the number one, well, I guess the answer is yes or no, not true or false. Yes or no. Those of you that typed the number one, did it happen overnight? Did you stumble in here and you just magically just start making money? Did it happen overnight? Yes or no? Did it happen overnight? No, right? Did it take 25K? Did you need 25K in your account? Did you need to give it all of your attention, all of your focus, all of your effort? Did you have to quit your job to do this? Did you have to give me 40, 50 hours a week? Did you need the $25,000 in your account? No. No, it didn't. A lot of our members started with just a couple $100 in their account. Sound off real quick for me, guys. No, but I'm over 25K now. I like that. Guys, do me a favor. Sound off. What did you start with? What did you start with when you joined? Type in chat if you started with like less than $1,000. What did you start with? And if you want to share where you are today, be my guest, please go right ahead. But where did you guys start when you first joined? I'm trying to prove a point because there's a big misconception in trading that people think you need like 25K in an account in order to do this. You don't. You need 25K in your account to have a margin account and avoid PDT rule. Okay. But you don't need to do that to trade. I started with $500 and I pay all my bills every month now. That's Ty. Congratulations there. That's absolutely incredible. But read some of the look. 500, 1,000, 500, 150, 500, 300, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 300, $1,500. Right? These are members of your trading group telling you what they started with in their trading account once they became a member of TTJ. If these people can do this, and so can you. I'd rather you had $500 in your account and you got a real education than you started with $50,000 in your account and no education. I don't care if you had $1 million in your account. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose it all just the same. Tip started with $850. They're now over $2,200. Just started a couple months ago. Just Patience K started with $1,500, and as of 3 months ago, that account is now paying for my utilities and all of my credit card bills. That's what this is about. This isn't about buying a mansion and flying on private jets, right? It's about paying your bills. It's about having financial security. It's about never needing to worry about anybody else to live your life and to meet your financial obligations. Let me make myself abundantly clear. These people are not successful just because of me. I started with roughly 10K. I've added to it, but I'm up over $50,000 in profit. Congratulations. I'd love to hear that. True Trading Group is the full package, guys. True Trading Group is a platform. It's about education. It's alerts. It's community. It's tools. It's resources. It's AI. It's transparency. These people are doing this, not me. We provide these people with a real fair chance of becoming successful. And that's why all these people you're seeing telling you that they're a member of True Trading Group and they're making money. That's how we've grown to over 10,000 members in 114 different countries. That's how we have signed data partnership agreements directly with the NASDAQ, partnerships with Benzinga, partnerships with Unusual Whales, with the CBOE, with OpenAI, with TradingView, right? There you go. Good. Rob, you and I are on the same page, brother. Rob, I appreciate you, man. I really do. I appreciate you. And I'm happy that you're happy that I'm not political. I really am. I'm happy that you're happy that I'm not political. Sounds like you'll fit right into the group. Politics, like I said, is something that we work very hard to keep out of True Trading Group. It is not allowed to be discussed inside of our chat room. Okay. So to say I'm the reason that our members are doing well, like some trading guru, would be a slap in the face for all the hard work and effort and energy that our members have put in. They show up every day and they put in the work and they reap the rewards. And those rewards are them becoming profitable traders. That's it. They show up. Now, those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, if you guys, I think it was Angel, and I think I saw somebody else, like Tim or Tom, was asking that, how can they join a membership? Well, guys, listen. Anyone here that's not a member, and then I'm going to get into my trade ideas next. Anyone that's not a member, okay? What if I said this to you? If you're not a member of True Trading Group, what if I gave you the chance and I said to you, how about what if I gave you 90 days? I'm up $1,000 in only 2 weeks. Eileen Elam, I love to see that. Congratulations. Up $1,000 in just 2 weeks. I love that. Congratulations. First of many. I take care of my 90-year-old mom with dementia. I'm sorry about that. 4.5 days a week. That's tough, Rainbow Chaser. And I'm up 364% in the last 4 months. Rainbow Chaser, congratulations on that. And a big props to you. Now, what if I said, those of you that are not members, because we normally do 1 year of a membership up front. That's normally how True Trading Group works. We usually charge you for 1 year of a membership. But what if I said, how about I give you 90 days instead? There's a lot of people on here. Okay. There are a lot of people on here. What if I said, how about you join True Trading Group for 90 days, non-reoccurring, right? It doesn't automatically renew. It won't automatically upgrade you to an annual membership. Okay. Yes, Rob, absolutely. We teach strategies for short-term trading. So Rob, we day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term portfolio investing. We literally cover all of it inside of True Trading Group. Okay. So those of you that are not members, what if I said I'll give you 90 days? Okay. No reoccurring payment, no automatic renewal, no automatic upgrade, 90 days. Complete full access to the True Trading Group platform. And I give it to you for less than $500. You get everything that we have to offer in the full annual membership. And if you're not happy at the end of the 90 days, I'll give you an extra 30 days for free. What if I said that to you? No questions asked. Join us for 90 days. If after the 90 days you're like, no, I'm not happy, no problem. Here's an extra 30 days free access. No questions asked. I joined the 90-day membership Wednesday night. I already made my money back. There you go. That's Mike B. Already made his money back. He joined on Wednesday. I think it's safe to say, Mike, that you're going to soon become an annual member. I think that's safe to say. So what if I gave you that? How about let's do it? Let's do it. That sound good? It sounds like a fair idea. Let's do this. Go to ttgoffer.com. Okay? Go to ttgoffer.com. Every single thing you see on that page is going to be included for 90 days for $297. There is no upsell, no hidden cost, no additional fee for anything you see on ttgoffer.com. You are going to get our AI tool. You're going to get the 22-course curriculum, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. Beginner courses, advanced courses. You're going to get, obviously, access to the chat room, all the trade alerts, the mobile app. You're going to get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, Trading Views premium charting software, the Trade Ideas scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data, 1,000 hours of workshops inside of our video library. All of this is included for 90 days for $297. How about you join me for 90 days? Let's take the $297. Let's turn it into $600. Let's double it. How's that sound? How does that sound? And then when you decide if you want to become an annual member, no problem. We'll credit you the $297 you already paid, and we'll hook you up. We'll get you hooked up as a full annual member for less than $1,000. Start chemo and radiation every day, so a job is out of the question. I must now be able to pay all our bills and take care of him and get him to his treatments. If it wasn't for TTG, we would be homeless. Wow, controversial cricket. Wait a second. Is that, I think I that's your that was your husband. That's right. Yeah, here's your other message. I'm disabled. My husband was our sole support. He thought he pulled a muscle in his neck. I made him go to the doctor. He was diagnosed with rare aggressive LCNEC lung cancer. So we immediately had to just start chemo and radiation every day. So a job is out of the question. Oh my God. Yeah, it's old timey. That's their username in chat. Old timey. Old timey. I can't tell you. First and foremost, I will have your husband and you and your family in my prayers. That is first and foremost. But I cannot express to you how happy that I am just to be able to help you and your family during this time. The fact that this is why myself, my business partner Adam, and the whole team at True Trading Group, this is why we do what we do, because we actually do have positive impacts on people's lives. If you're able to help people, if you're able to give people a real chance to be able to earn an income from doing this, their life changes. Their life changes for the better. And that's when real financial security comes into play. TGD is a must to survive for many. Wow. Wow. Listen, wow. Oh, Tommy, thank you for sharing that. That really touched my heart. Thank you really so much for sharing that. And obviously I wish your husband the best, and we'll definitely be praying for a full recovery. All right, guys. So this is us saying, cover the cost of our data feeds for a 90-day membership. And I bet you that you will be here for a year when it's done. If not, you'll join a lifetime membership. That's essentially what I'm saying. I'm saying cover the cost of our data feeds for 90 days. And I bet you'll become an annual member. If not, maybe a lifetime member. That's what I'm saying. How do I know that? Watch this. How many members in your trading group have been here for more than 1 year? More than 2 years, more than 3 years. Type in chat how many years you've been a member. Type in chat how many years you've been a member. This is how I know that if you guys joined us for 90 days, you're going to become a member for a year, if not for life. Read 4, 3, 5, 4, 4, 4, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 5, 6, 5, 3, 5, 5, 4, 2.5, 4, 2, 3, 5 since 2021. 5, 4. That's how I know. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm saying I'll place a bet. I'm going to place a bet. You guys join for 90 days. Give us $297. It'll cover all the data, because again, we have all these data feeds with all the different companies that we work with and all the different tools and resources you guys have access to on our platform. You guys cover that for 90 days because I'm convinced that if you join us for 90 days, you're going to want to stay for the full year. T Meister bought a membership for their brother. It's awesome. It's awesome. All right. So again, that's ttgoffer.com, guys. That is ttgoffer.com. All right. Everything on that page is included. If you guys have any questions, just text us. Okay. 1-888-621-2127. The phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen. 1-888-621-2127. Look, I can't tell you that you will make your money back, but honestly, it's $297. I don't care what, economy we're in, risking $297 to make $500 or $600 in less than 90 days in your spare time is an absolute no-brainer. I don't need 40 hours a week from you. Give me a couple. Let's see if we can do this. Let's turn that $297 into $600. Let's double it in 90 days. How about that? ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. Any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. All right, folks, let's take things on over to the charts. Let's talk about what we're going to be expecting here this week. We got a big week. Futures are red. And I got to be honest with you guys. I think, do you have your performance posted or displayed anywhere to show your skills in the market? So we keep track of every single trade execution that the moderators and myself make. It's on our website. So every single day, we have all of our entries, all of our take profits, all of our stop outs, all of our green, red, break-even trades are all listed in the trader history tab on our website for all to see. We're fully transparent. We are overly transparent. We actually show you every single transaction. We trade live in front of you every single day. Okay. I in a completely different time zone and I still make money. The education also helps you trade in your own time zone on your respective country's time zone. Yes, Lisa. Yeah, we have members in 114 different countries, guys. So, if people on the other side of the world can do this, I mean, what is your excuse? We day trade, we swing trade, we cover long-term investing, we do options, futures, equities, we do it all. All right. So again, that's ttgoffer.com, $297 for 90 days, no automatic renewal. And then you guys will also send a text message if you guys have any questions or need help, 1-888-621-2127. All right, let's take things on over to the charts. I told people, about 2 weeks ago that I felt like the markets were getting to a point where we're coming up on an area of resistance where the markets might need to digest. Okay. And guys, listen, I'm going to give you guys $297 tonight. And then I'm going to move the offer to $497 for 90 days. We decided to keep a 90-day option for people, but we're going to make the price $497. So tonight I'm going to let you guys grab it for $297, and then we'll have a 90-day option for $497. But for tonight, you guys can grab it for $297. All right. Okay. So, and let's go through this. Okay. Let's go through the areas that I was talking to you guys about. So here's the bottom. This is the bottom support area, right? Which is the mid 570s. The mid 570s is the level that we think is going to be support. We talked about this. If you're new on the live stream, you didn't know us. We talked about this, but if you've been on the live stream for the last couple of weeks, then you know that we've talked about this level being support for the last 2 to 3 weeks now. And it's the previous support that you have back there in January. It's also the gap fill from the election. We broke underneath that in March. And then you had resistance, the sell-off. You gapped above it with the China trade deal to lower tariffs for 90 days. And then you pull back in to retest it. That level then became support. Then you bounce off it. And now you're in this consolidation phase. I believe the markets are going to trade inside of this range. And we are going to have a little bit of a consolidation. Okay. We have this little bit of a consolidation right now where you have resistance up there around 600 or the high 590s and support down here in the mid 570s. I got to be honest with you. I expect the markets to continue to stay inside of this range until we get either some type of update around trade and tariffs or the jobs report. So I think that we're in a phase here where we are going to stay trading within this range. I do not expect the markets Monday or Tuesday to break down out of this range unless there's some piece of news that I did not see coming, right? Unless there's some type of news with China or something that breaks this down. But if that doesn't happen, I don't expect us to break out of this level. I don't expect us to break down from this level. I expect us to stay within this range and get back down into like the low 580s, high 570s, then bounce from there and kind of stay inside of that zone. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be looking for here this week. And I'll take my cues on the overall market. I'll take my cues from I'm interested to see what Jerome Powell has to say tomorrow. He speaks at 1 o'clock. So I want to know what Jerome Powell has to say. If he says anything that I think gives the market direction. And then I'm really going to think we're going to stay in this range until we get the jobs report. And if the jobs report is good, I think the bottom end holds and we can look for a move back to the upside end of the range. If the labor report is surprisingly weak, then I can look for us to break that down. Then we can look for gap fills that take you back into the high 560s. I'm not leaning towards that being my most probable outcome here this week. But again, I think we're going to have a consolidation week without there being any type of tariff or trade news. And then the catalyst I'll look for to give direction on the overall market would be comments from Jerome Powell or would be Monday. And then you have at 1 o'clock, and then you have the U.S. labor report, which is Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Those are going to be my two market moving catalysts I'm going to focus on here the most this week. But I'm coming into this week expecting a bit of a consolidation. Okay, I'm coming in expecting a bit of consolidation. Let's talk about some individual stocks that we have up on the watch list. I actually have, if I think the bottom end of this level is going to hold, I actually have a list of a bunch of long ideas coming into this week, a lot of key support levels that I really want to focus on. And I'm going to break them down. I'm going to show you guys. One of them is going to be obviously a trade that I've been talking about on the YouTube channel for a while. It's AppLovin. AppLovin has a decent short position because of all the short reports that came out over the last couple of weeks. You had this gap, this huge gap down. This was actually one of those reports. And that gap was filled earlier this month. And when it was filled, it became resistance for about 2 weeks. You recently broke above that level, pulled back in and sat against it, test that level. That level confirmed support with a nice little bottom hammer tail against the 9 EMA. And what I'm looking for out of AppLovin is I'm looking for AppLovin to actually start to now push a little bit. I'm looking for AppLovin to get back and test this pivot top from Thursday, which is 403. But if you break out of 403, I do think that you can see AppLovin give you a little bit more upside as you get a little bit of a short covering move here. I'm looking for 378, 380. That zone, I'm looking for that to be support. And I'm looking for AppLovin to push into the low 400s here this week. So if we can hold above, call it, let's say, 380, 378, if we can hold above that level while the market pulls back and then find support at the bottom end of that range. And if the markets bounce, if we're still above that level on AppLovin, we look for AppLovin then to continue higher. All right. So that's going to be one long idea we're going to look for there. Similar type of situation here with CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike broke through this all-time high, resistance, broke through it, pulled back in, support, 9 EMA. You have a beautiful flat top resistance level right here across these 4 trading days, right around 473, 474. If we can take that level out, I'm just looking for that, right? I'm just looking for a new all-time high, okay? For a breakthrough, 473, 474, looking for a little bit of a break through that now, okay? And that would be possible, a new all-time high there for CrowdStrike. Support level on CrowdStrike would be down around the mid to low 450s. So those would be the support level you look for to hold. If the markets pull back, okay, and get to the bottom. So let me go back to the SPY. If the market pulls back to the bottom end of the zone, okay, we would expect the market to get down here and then bounce. So what we want to pay attention to is if and when the market gets here, we want to see what stocks are still above their support levels, because if we think the markets are going to bounce from there, again, barring there not being some piece of news that we don't foresee coming, if that happens, we have to adjust. But if we can get that bounce, we want to look to see, is CrowdStrike still above that level? Is AppLovin still above that level? Another one I'm looking at is Snowflake. Snowflake just broke through a huge resistance level at 194 with an earnings catalyst. There you can see resistance at 194. There you can see gap entry resistance at 194. And we broke through that with a huge earnings beat the other week. And now you had this breakthrough extension, little pullback. Here comes 9 EMA. We're going to look for the 9 EMA to now be support, okay, along this. And we're going to look for, I'm looking for Snow to push above 210. Okay, I'm looking for Snow to push above 210 and get through this pivot top from Wednesday. I believe this was, yep, this is Wednesday. Wednesday's high is 210. So we're going to look for that to push through that level. All right, so again, I'm kind of stacked up with long ideas here. If we can hold 200, okay, on Snow while the market pulls back into that bottom end support, we're going to look for a long. I'm also keeping an eye on United Health. Okay, United Health is on my list for possible gap fill to 320. Okay, now for this, I'm going to take you actually to a 15-minute chart and kind of show you what I'm looking at. You have a nice resistance level right here at 310. Okay, this 310, you had this gap down day, created a double top intraday on the 21st. You're now trying to form a little bit of a rounded bottom, but it's also a higher low. So here, United Health got slaughtered, right? Terrible earnings. Then you had the news of the CEO stepping down. Then you had the criminal investigation about Medicare fraud. And then the stock bounced and rallied back on the news of insiders buying millions of dollars worth of stock on that drop. And now the stock is establishing a higher low. So this is a higher low, and you've tested that higher low several times. Okay, you're almost forming a little bit of a rounded bottom on this higher low. Okay, what I'm looking for here out of United Health, if United Health gaps up tomorrow, if I see United Health tomorrow at like 304 on a gap up, I'm going to look for 300 to be support. Well, I'm going to look long. I'm going to look long United Health to break through Friday's high, push to 310. We will take profit at 310 because that's this resistance gap entry. But eventually, I'm looking to hold through 310 because if you get through 310, If you get through 310, I think you have a chance to fill this gap. Okay. So that's what I'm going to look for there in unit health, but I'm only trading that. Honestly, it's a very specific play. I'm looking for, if we gap up tomorrow, I'm looking for the move. If you don't gap up tomorrow, I'm not looking for this trade. It really is going to be based on, whether or not we get that gap up. Okay. And then we have CoreWeave. CoreWeave, I'm actually looking at for a short. I feel like this was a momentum breakdown candle on Thursday. I do wish the volume was heavier, but I do think this could be a momentum breakdown candle. We have a resistance level here around 116. What I'm looking for here on CoreWeave, I'm looking for CoreWeave to do something like this. Okay, I'm looking for CoreWeave to put in a candle that looks something like this. So I'm looking for CoreWeave to push up, okay, to push up into 116 resistance. Now, it's a high momentum name. It probably pierces and takes you through it. Will really test your resolve. Looking for, maybe goes to 117, 118, rejects, drops back underneath 116. We look to take that short, and then we look for CoreWeave to eventually roll it over and look for a breakdown in that momentum, as I feel like this was a momentum breakdown. The support level that you're going to need to break is going to be like 104, 105. Now, that is going to be the lows of last week when you had Thursday and Friday, but it's also this 9 EMA, which has held support all during this recent short squeeze. You have to take profits off in front of that level. If that level breaks, it's toast, and this thing's going to fall into the 90s. So if you break this 9 EMA, if you break like 104-ish, you should roll down, or the low 100s, you should easily roll down into those 90s. And that could potentially be a very large trade when you look at risk reward. Okay. And then last but not least, I am looking at Broadcom, AVGO. There's only 2 resistance levels here on Broadcom, and you have one real nice clean support level. So let's talk about it. Resistance you had right here in February. Then that was resistance again here in May. You broke above that in the last 2 trading days, Thursday, Friday, support, again, 9 EMA, hammer tail. We look for that level to continue to hold, and we look for Broadcom to make a push up to test all-time highs. Okay. So you look for Broadcom to get up there and test all-time highs as long as you hold above 236. I'm going to not put this one at the front of my list because we did see some weakness in NVIDIA, and there were some comments about some tech restrictions and stuff with China, and so that kind of weakened out the chip sector a little bit. So I'm not putting this at the top of my list, but I am going to be looking at Broadcom this week. Again, guys, all these trades kind of look the same, right? It's kind of broke above resistance, now confirming support, 9 EMA in play. The 9 EMA is a momentum indicator. If we can hold the bottom end of that support level on the SPY, and these stocks are still above those support levels, we should get some upward movement on these names. That's my plan. That's how I'm going to make some money this week. If some piece of news comes out that weakens the market, if Jerome Powell says something crazy, if there's tariff news that I wasn't expecting, or if the U.S. labor report comes in really weak, I will change this game plan. But coming into the week, these are my thoughts. This is what I'm going to be anticipating. We have to welcome Alton. Alton, welcome to the TTG family. Alton, welcome to TTG, newest member of the group. Everybody welcome Alton, A-L-T-O-N. Welcome to the TTG fam. That's Alton. Again, guys, go to ttgoffer.com. You can join us for 90 days for just $297. Trade with us, use the platform, use the AI, use the tools, get the trade alerts, talk to the mods, talk to members. Let's make some money together and then decide if you guys want to stay here for the full year. It's $297. You have all lost more than $297 on some stupid stock pick that somebody on social media gave you. You've all done it. You've all spent $297 on much dumber things. This is probably the best $297 you guys will ever spend in your life. Because if this gets you to a point of consistent profitability like it has for so many of our members, then it's the best damn money that you guys will have ever spent. Go to ttgoffer.com. Okay. ttgoffer.com. Why do I know it's the best money you guys have ever spent? Because our members are making money. If you missed it before, watch again. Members, type the number 1 if you guys are making money. Type the number 1 if you are becoming better traders and making money because of TTG. Jeffrey Jones, what version of Benzinga Pro is included? Jeffrey, it is the Benzinga Pro newsfeed and the Squawk box. All right. And again, guys, text us if you have any questions. 1-888-621-2127. That is 1-888. We have to welcome Reginald. Reginald just joined. Everybody welcome Reginald. Guys, Reginald just joined. Welcome to the TTG family, Reginald. Rod, I'm waiting on you, man. Ron or Rod, I'm waiting on you, man. I saw some of your comments before as I was just reading some, and then it started to scroll, so I did miss them, but looking forward to trading with you guys. So again, it's ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. No upsells. $297. All right. And then, guys, also, if you decide you want to become an annual member, we do offer a double your money back guarantee. That's how confident we are in our platform. Yo, Dooley, my man. Yes, Dooley. That makes me happy, man. So Dooley just became a full member now. Dooley, welcome to the TTG family. That makes me happy, man. Glad to see you part of the team full time now, Dooley. Awesome, man. Awesome. Hope you had a good weekend. Ready to get down to business. All righty. All right, folks. Again, that is ttgoffer.com. Oh, the W1 back guarantee. That's what I was talking about. If you guys become an annual member after your 90 days, we will give you a double your money back guarantee. So the way it works is if you join, I ask you to do the following: go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend one study group, do those things. You have the whole year to do them. No pressure. Take your time. Go at your own pace. If you are unable to make enough winning trades with us to equal what you pay for your annual membership, we will not just give you back what you pay for your annual membership. We will give you back double. So let's say, for example, you pay $1,000 for an annual membership. If you can't make $1,000 back at least once, we would give you back $2,000. That's how confident we are in the membership that we have and the platform that we have. Our refund rate is less than 2.5%. Our retention rate is well into the 70s. That's why I have no problem offering you guys double your money back. Jeffrey says, I signed up for some $3 thing for a couple of days about a year ago, but didn't have time that week to dive in. Can I still get the offer? Jeffrey, you know what, brother? Yeah, if you were a trial member before, Jeffrey, see that phone number right there on the screen? Text us right now, Jeff. So 1-888-621-2127. So Jeffrey, if you want to join, text that number right now. If you still want that offer, text that number and we'll hook you up. All right, we will hook you up. Reginald, correct spelling. Yes. Here it is. Reginald, glad to have. Oh, that's Reggie Israel. Welcome to the family, my man. Welcome to the family. Glad to have you on board. All right. All right, folks. So there you have it. Again, and that, you know what? That goes for anybody that used to be a trial member. You guys can text us 1-888-621-2127. I love that, Jen. Jen Urso goes, I lost my ability to get a refund on my membership costs on my first trade, which means she made her membership fee back with her very first trade with us, which is incredible. Yeah, Jeffrey Jones, my pleasure, man. My pleasure. Just kick us a text message. Anybody else, send a text message to that number and we'll hook you guys up. We'll get you guys taken care of and get you set up and started on your way. It's going to be a big week. Get your butts in chat. Get on the mobile app, whatever it is. There's going to be money flying around this week. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. All right. Good stuff, folks. That takes me to the second code word of tonight's giveaway. The second code word for tonight's giveaway is jobs. Jobs. That is the second code word for tonight's giveaway because that's what this week is all about. This week is all about the job report and it's all about Jerome Powell's speech. So Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow. You have job openings on Tuesday. You have the ADP employment report Wednesday. You have the jobless claims Thursday. You have the U.S. employment report Friday. So it's all about Powell and jobs this week. You guys can't afford to miss it. You need to know these 2 code words. If your name is called, we're moments away from the giveaway. You need to know both code words. You're going to have to send a text message. Okay. You're going to have to send a text message to the phone number that we are about to put on the screen if your name is called. So we're going to spin the wheel. If your name is called, you have 2 minutes to text this phone number, 786-292-1606. Again, 786-292-1606. You guys will text that number if your name is called within the 2-minute time frame, and the prize is yours. You guys are going to be so blown away with the new stuff that Adam has been working on. You guys, I'm talking to members now, because if you're not a member, you don't even know who Adam is. Adam's my business partner, co-founder of True Trading Group, and he's been building out, and integrating all these new tools within the AI and with the new platform and everything else. But like members, you guys know, right? Members, Adam's been MIA, right? Like you guys haven't seen Adam in chat. Adam has been MIA. When Adam goes MIA, you know he's working on something insane. So he has been missing in action, but the stuff that he is working on is going to absolutely blow you guys away. So members, I hope you guys are excited for that. All right, remember, 2024 Benzinga FinTech Award, Best AI Analysis Tool. And it's gotten exponentially better ever since. Like, it's night and day better. And there we are receiving the award last year. Do you guys want to see a sample of the new dashboard? Members, do you guys want to see a sample of the new dashboard? You guys want to see it? You guys want to see it real quick? I'll see if Adam can jump on and show you guys real quick before we do the giveaway. I think Joe might need a couple minutes anyway to load up the names. Yeah, hell yeah. Look at all these responses. You want to hop on and just show them real quick? So let me explain to you guys. So what we're doing, we're integrating AI literally into everything that is True Trading Group. So it's like the whole platform is going to be like an AI interface. Everything is going to be integrated into AI, or AI is going to be integrated into everything that is on our platform. Yeah, it's going to be insane. Adam, right? Where are you at? And the AI will know all of your preferences. It has memory. So like our AI, it's not just like you're talking to, it's not like you're just talking to an AI and it just kicks out like a generic response. Our AI will learn about you, the individual user. It knows your strengths. It'll learn your strengths, your weaknesses, your tendencies, your style, your experience, your goals, your struggles, your successes. So it tailors the response. It's a truly customized response. If I ask a particular question and you ask a particular question, it's going to give a response based on, what's best for that individual user. So you guys will have the memory is going to be built into it, and it only knows whatever the information is you share with it. If you don't want to share anything with it, you don't have to, but I highly recommend that you do, so you get a real tailored experience and a real tailored response from it. There's no prompts. Like it's natural language. You just talk to it the way you would talk to a normal person. You don't need to learn all these crazy complex prompts. It's all natural language. It's out of this world. It really is. It's out of this world. So you just give Adam a minute. He's going to hop on here and give you guys a quick demo real quick. Yeah, it is. It's going to be sick. Oh, that's awesome. She knows me well. She knows my trading. Yeah. So it's Mari. Our AI is called Mari, M-A-R-I. That's our AI. We also have, we have deep research function. I mean, it's out of this world, man. Yeah, just give us a minute. I think.
Yep.
Yo, what up, man?
What's going on, man? How are you?
I am good. I am very good. How are you?
And that is good. That is good. Yep. So, to our members, thank you for being so supportive. There'll be a lot of stuff that we announce this week, which I'm pretty excited for. But I figured if you guys want to see some samples of what's to come, I mean, everyone knows the dashboard as it is today. I told you that our entire website and our entire everything was being revamped and upgraded. And listen, everyone inside of True Trading Group, there's some members in here that have been here for a long time that didn't, purchase the AI when when it was offered and everything else, that didn't want to, and that's fine. Everything that you were sold when you signed up, you are going to keep that. So you're going to keep access to the dashboard that you have. You're going to keep access to the tools that you have. None of that is going to be taken away. All right. And I just want to stress that, right? New members that sign up and, and those members that have done this, all future updates of the platform, you guys are getting in a big, big way. So really quick, this is the current iteration of our dashboard right now, right? Which I think is pretty nice. I mean, this is mine, so I don't have a big watch list or anything, but a lot of useful stuff, real-time economic calendar, earnings calendar. This is all from Benzinga, right? Direct feed, announcements, courses, everything, right? Very user-friendly, all real-time data, everything, right? Then you have our chat rooms, you have our courses that are all here, right? Tools of the trade, Benzinga Pro, Trading View, Trade Ideas, right? Trading programs, all sorts of stuff. And then you have 1,500 hours of video content. So one of the things that we've done here is we've gone ahead and we have a ton of content on this website, right? We have 6 years of content, and a lot of that content is, I would say, 90% of that content is is what we call evergreen content, which means that it's good whether it was from 2 years ago or 2 days ago, right? And so one of the biggest things, and the members will tell you first off, that one of the biggest things that they have is because there's so much video content, right? Because there's so much video content, finding videos on the website could be pretty cumbersome, all right? Well, starting tomorrow, that will no longer be the case, because inside of TTG AI, members can go in there and they can say something like, what videos do you have that can help me with learning level 2? And then it'll search those videos and it'll put them right inside of your AI platform. You can play it right from here. You can make your own playlists, all of it, right? How about advanced options? So I still have privacy setting on, right? Because it's privacy setting. So I'm working on all that, but you get the idea. You're going to be able to pull them all in here, right? How about trader psychology? So all of Mike's trader psychology videos, everything. The boot camp for trader psychology. It's all right here at your fingertips, literally just by you searching for it, right? All right. So that's going to be a big improvement immediately. And what's really cool is that it's not just this. It is also a new dashboard, like I said at the beginning, that's coming. And I will pull that up right now. So guys, what you're looking at is going to be your new dashboard. We have simplified it completely. Anything you want to know, you simply ask. Okay? Anything you want to know, you would simply ask in here. It would populate on the screen, whether it's a video, whether it's a link, whether it's a course you want to learn, whether it's a balance you want to check out. Anything and everything is right here for you to to go ahead and access. So if we were to type in something like
what did you type?
Oh, sorry. I typed in how many courses have I taken, right? And then the answer, this is a demo response, but the answer would go right here, right? And then I'm zoomed in pretty big, but then we can follow up and say, that's great. Which am I missing, right? And then it would give you those replies there. Any video content, anything that you need, right? You could even say something like, take me to the advanced options course, right? Anyways, the dogs are going crazy, but you get the idea.
Yeah, that's sick.
All right. You're going to be able to literally navigate everything in this way.
So essentially, guys, like you don't have to look for anything ever again. You just, on the dashboard, you just type what you want and it just gives it to you while remembering who you are. And it can make suggestions to you based on your tendencies, your strengths, your weaknesses, and everything else. So that's just a quick little, demo thing that I don't want to, to show you guys. It's just, it's going to be super clean. It's it's going to be much easier for you guys to navigate and find all the different content that you guys want and need, and really make sure that you get the best experience possible, and a real tailored experience and a tailored education with all of our AI and everything integrated. So it's going to be awesome. It's really going to be sick. All right. All right, folks. Hope you guys are excited. Adam's been hard at work with the team. Like I said, he's been MIA. I feel like for the last couple of weeks, and he's ready to, kind of get this thing rolling for you guys with the new integration of AI into everything. So it's going to be awesome. All right. With that said, I think Joe is ready also for the giveaway. Guys, again, the phone number, okay, the phone number to text if your name is called is right there, 786-292-1606. If you are a member, if you are an annual member of True Trading Group, you're going to win an entire year of STR for free. If you're not a member, you don't know what STR is, don't worry about it. It's worth around $700. You're going to get that for free for the year. If you're a lifetime member of True Trading Group, you're going to get a bonus skip the line one-on-one mentor session with any one of the moderators of your choice. With that said, Joseph, let's go ahead and spin that wheel. And the winner is Kelly Ryan. Kelly Ryan, again, listen, I got to thank you. Just like Brian White last week, I appreciate you making it real easy for me to pronounce your name. Sometimes I get some really challenging ones, and people like to test my grammar. Not my grammar. What is it? My iteration, pronunciation. Any English teachers in here can help me out. But Kelly Ryan, I appreciate the simplicity of your name. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining to send a text message to 786-292-1606. Oh, there's Brian White. Yes, Brian. There's Brian White right there. Awesome. Kelly, you have to text that phone number and give me the 2 code words, and the prize is yours. Phonetics. Huckleberry, thank you. That's right. Phonetics. Yeah, there it is. English major. Not me. I'm thinking maybe Huckleberry. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But the clock is ticking on Kelly. Kelly only has 45 seconds left to send a text message to 786-292-1606 before I go watch the Yankee game. There's 35 seconds left. 30 seconds. Oh, no. Kelly, where are you? I got excited. Nice, easy name to say. $15 seconds. Not good. 10. Oh, man, that's it. Time is up. Sorry, Kelly. We're going to go ahead and spin that wheel again. And the winner is Hashim Habib. Hashim Habib, the clock starts now. You have 2 minutes to send a text message to 786-292-1606. Hashim Habib, you have 1 minute and 50 seconds to give me the 2 code words, and the prize is yours. One minute and 30 seconds. One minute and 20 seconds. 1 minute and 15 seconds. We can't really go 0 for 2, can we? Can we go 0 for 2? $50 seconds remain. $40 seconds. $30 seconds. Not looking good, guys. Looks like we're going to go 0 for 2 here tonight. 20. Five seconds. That's it. Time is up. Guys, that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. That's it. No winners tonight. We'll try it again. We'll try it again next week. All right, that does it for me. Guys, again, go to ttgoffer.com. Go to ttgoffer.com. You guys get 90-day access to the platform, all full access for $297. Tomorrow it jumps to $497. You guys can do 90 days for $297. ttgoffer.com. Text me with any questions. 1-888-621-2127. Have a wonderful rest of your night, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Show some love. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care.